we've reached the quarter-final round of the London Underground Football League Cup, as Division 1 Jubilee line, who knocked out last season's Cup winners Northern line, host Division 2 promotion chasers Real Metropolitano in the Wembley Park derby. However, the gulf between these two sides looked apparent in the first 15 minutes when Real Met failed to deal with a corner and the follow-up shot deflected off a defender and past the goalkeeper to give Jubilee a 1-0 lead. A few minutes later, Jubilee won a free kick on the edge of the penalty area. The whipped-in ball wasn't dealt with by the goalkeeper and was deflected in off a Jubilee attacker to make it 2-0 to the designated home side. And then, shortly after, a free kick on the halfway line was thumped into the penalty area and knocked past the goalkeeper to make it 3-0 to Jubilee line in the first 15 minutes. It took Real Met being 3 goals down to get their first attempt at goal, this time coming from distance, and while the team from Division 2 were able to beat the defence and break down the right-hand side, the Jubilee defence stood resolute to block the incoming shot. Real Met had their closest chance before the break, as a low cross in towards the 6-yard box was hit over the bar from point-blank range. In the second half, it was Jubilee trying to break down the right-hand side this time, but not finding any success, while Real Met edged closer with a cross in towards the 6-yard box, but a poor touch saw the chance go to waste, while a few minutes later, a shot from 35 yards out did hit the target and did test the Jubilee goalkeeper as he managed to crawl onto the ball. However, Jubilee started to find their form the more the second half continued, with the Real Met keeper and defence scrambling to keep the ball out. A few minutes later, Jubilee worked the ball down the right-hand side. The number 14 worked his way across the box and with a lovely cross with the outside of his foot found the Jubilee forward, who slotted the ball home from a tight angle to make it 4-0 to the Wolves, and the side from Division 1 nearly made it 5 when the Real Met keeper came out to clear the ball off his line. The shot from distance into a gaping goal, however, went narrowly wide of the right-hand post, although the goalkeeper was able to make amends when he was able to keep a shot out from close range at his near post. Jubilee started playing with confidence while being 4-0 up, as a cross-in was chested down and hit on the volley, being very unlucky to not make it 5. However, Jubilee were able to add a 5th as they worked the ball long down the right-hand side, beating the defence via camera skills and rounding the goalkeeper, making it 5-0 to Jubilee. Real Met did have one late chance to claw a goal back, which is clawed away by the goalkeeper, but the game finished 5-0, and it will be Jubilee line who make their way into the semi-final.